begin this week's show with our action reel and a look at some teams fighting for their playoff lives going into the final week of the regular season. The Charlotte Hornets had a chance to lock up their first ever playoff berth against Milwaukee, and they were not going to be denied.
3 on the shot clock. What a play. The Hornets are in the playoffs.
The talk around the league is nobody wants to play the Charlotte Hornets in the first round. You know, they call us sleepers, and we'll take it. That's what we want to be, a sleeper.
Another expansion team looking for their first postseason bid were the Orlando Magic, who needed a win against New Jersey to stay in the hunt. And Nick Anderson led them with a career night.
Followed by Nick Anderson. 50 points. And the Orlando Magic leave the floor with their playoff hopes alive.
Also staying in the playoff picture were the Detroit Pistons. And an old gritty performer helped keep the Motor City's hopes alive. Bill Lampier led the Pistons to a big win over the frontrunners for the number 8 seed in the East, Indiana.
Way outside for Billy, trying for 3, and it's through. And the Pistons will hang on to their playoff hopes for at least one more day.
Even with a loss, Bob Hill's Pacers were still in the driver's seat for the final playoff spot.
Big ball game for Indiana tonight. Win, go to the playoffs. Lose, you still might go, but your fate is out of your hands. What a move by the rookie.
The Heat gave Indiana all they could handle. But then, a veteran reserve would emerge as a hero, as Burns Fleming simply took over on both ends of the floor.
Here's a steal by Fleming.
He's trying to make a statement here. He's letting these guys know, look, I'm about business.
That's it. Ball game is over. Pacers win 94-88. There goes one of the most relieved men in 48 states contiguously.
Still, one question remained. Who would occupy the number 1 spot? The Bulls needed to win over arch rival Detroit in order to keep pace with the New York Knicks. However, this wasn't going to come easy.
95-95, overtime here at the stadium.
But Phil Jackson knew Superman could take him home.
Michael makes the move and goes right to the basket. Scott Williams made the break. Jordan again. The Bulls are now just 1 game under the Knicks.
A few nights later, New York looked to counter, taking on the Sixers.
Yeah, the Knicks beginning the game 1 game in front of Chicago. The Bulls playing at Charlotte tonight. Home court advantage in perhaps the NBA Finals, possibly a state.
Philly proved to be no match for the Knicks as they stormed past the Sixers in the second half, led by Patrick Ewing's 26 points.
Pat Riley's club heading for the playoffs, and now very likely with the best record in the Eastern Conference.
If you're going to have something, you might as well have home court. We've earned it. We've worked for it all year.
But in this week's marquee matchup, we see the Bulls had a shot at the home court until the very end.
The Bulls have to win this one and have to beat New York on Sunday in order to get the Eastern Conference championship.
And early on, it looked as though the Bulls would rise to the occasion.
Here's Michael Jordan off the glass. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Pippen, terrific move. Oh, my.
But Alan Briscoe's troops answered the call and began chipping away at Chicago's 9-point lead.
Lonzo Mourning.
Led by Larry Johnson, Charlotte quickly turned the game around.
Nice pass. Finds Gill, steps back, misses, rebound, Johnson. Tough move by Larry Johnson, and the Hornets have a 3-point lead. Jordan into the left-hand block by Mourning. Great play. Pass from Bones. The biggest lead of the game.
But as the fourth quarter began, it was clear that one man would answer the call for the Bulls.
Oh, great move. Oh, yes. I'm sorry, yes.
As Charlotte struggled to hold the lead, Jordan's teammates seemed to take his cue. The Bulls responded by tying the game, setting up this dramatic finale.
Under a minute to go. Got to take the charge here. Oh, and count it! And count it! Johnson will go to the line, which would give the Hornets a 1-point lead with 48 seconds remaining.
And after LJ hit the ensuing free throw,
Michael Jordan baseline, 1 point. Chicago lead, 17.8 remaining.
but a pair of crucial free throws by LJ, and this costly turnover helped seal the Bulls' fate.
The Charlotte Hornets have upset the Bulls. The Bulls will not be Eastern Conference champions.
With a regular season in the books, we now look at the opening round postseason matchup. The New York Knicks will be seeking their first visit to the Eastern Conference Finals since 1974 as they host the Pacers Friday in New York. Michael Jordan, the league's leading scorer, will square off against the number 2 scorer, Dominique Wilkins, as the Hawks visit the Bulls on Friday. Cleveland will host an injury-riddled New Jersey team Thursday in a rematch of last year's opening round series. Rounding out the Eastern Conference, Boston will face high-flying Charlotte Thursday at the Garden as the Hornets make their first-ever playoff appearance. Looking to the Western Conference, the Phoenix Suns open the playoffs Friday against the Lakers and will enjoy home court advantage throughout. Houston, the league's hottest team since the All-Star break, will host the LA Clippers Thursday night at the Summit. In a rematch of last year's Western Conference semifinals, the Seattle Supersonics open their first-round series Friday against the Jazz. And the Portland Trail Blazers begin defense of their conference crown Thursday at Memorial Coliseum against the Spurs. Coming up next, the much-improved man in the middle for Miami holds court.
I gave up my summer vacation to get stronger and work on my game.
And you'll meet the man who made history in Minnesota.
He's done it! Michael Williams!
That starts every game. Spalding. Although the Heat made the playoffs in only their 4th year, they're not the only expansion team to enjoy quick success. In fact, there was one franchise that made a postseason appearance in their inaugural season. Can you name this Cinderella squad? The answer when we return right here on NBA Action. Welcome back to NBA Action. Now the answer to our trivia question. The only NBA expansion team to make the playoffs in their first season is the 1967 Chicago Bulls. Led by all-star Guy Rogers and rookie coach Johnny Red Kerr, the Bulls secured the final playoff spot in the Western Conference. Even though the Timberwolves won't be making the playoffs, we find out in this week's news, notes, and quotes that one team member is going down in the NBA record books.
Everybody on their feet and waiting to see if Michael Williams can make this free throw. Get in there. It's up. It's good. Michael Williams.
And to get the record and continue it into next season, I have all preseason to get my misses out. I can just continue to build on.
Ron Rothstein won't have a chance to build on his first season as Pistons head coach because he was fired Monday. The Pistons missed the playoffs this year for the first time in 10 years. We now switch from firing to retiring as the Bucks retire the number of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who led them to their only championship in 1971.
I want you to know you have my love and respect with you, and I hope all the fans will deserve to know. Thank you so much.
Elsewhere, Phoenix guard Kevin Johnson strained ligaments in his knee while celebrating a dramatic victory over the Blazers. The injury bug also landed in Houston, where Rocket guard Vernon Maxwell broke a bone in his left wrist. Instead of breaking bones, the Mavericks barely avoided breaking a record.
Dallas gets its 10th victory of the season. And Gar Hurd has escaped the history
Dallas's future's looking brighter. Thanks to a newcomer to the Mavs who's a real rookie to watch. Explosive shooting guard Jimmy Jackson from Ohio State.
Jim Jackson comes up with it. And Jackson with another big-time dunk.
It looked as though the Mavs and their fans wouldn't get to appreciate Jackson's great play. As a number 4 pick overall, conducted a lengthy holdout, missing 55 games. When he finally signed, would he be ready for the NBA? Just watch.
Jim Jackson working the baseline. Jackson wants the ball in this situation. He wants the ball, blows to the basket.
But he's more than a one-dimensional scorer.
Jimmy is the type of guy that comes in the game, keep control of the game. You put the ball in his hand late in the game, something is going to happen. You know, he's capable of taking the ball, going one-on-one, hitting the big shot, or he can find the open man.
And how does Jackson size up this season?
I think my shooting percentage right now is a little low from not being in the rhythm. But as far as getting used to my teammates distributing the ball and doing little things like that, I'm quite satisfied with right now.
We tip things off an NBA encore with some real wild ones that are worthy of a glimpse. Take it away, James.
Goes up. Oh, it went in. What was that?
Well, that's the same question we have for Sacramento's Spud Webb.
You can count it. Spud Webb. Bucket good, and he's fouled.
A little shake, rattle, and roll by Avery Johnson.
Avery Johnson with a sensational kiss off the glass.
Need a bucket? Why not give it to a guy who can deliver in the crunch?
It's good! What a shot!
Let's take a quick trip around the league and check out some of the tastiest teamwork the NBA can offer.
Loose ball picked up by Augment. Up it goes to Dominique, and there's the slam.
And the Bulls with a chance to put it in double figures here. Lob to Michael. What a goal! Yes, sir! Oakley. Oh, what a pass from Charles Smith! No look feed, Dennis Scott! No look feed for the big fella!
And how about some big jams as we get in your face with a man on the run? The Lakers' Tony Smith.
The slam dunk basket count. Oh. Boy, did he ride that thing to the basket.
Oh, Tone.
Patrick Ewing.
You know, Shaq, you should really respect your elders. Ouch. Well, come to think of it, there's really nobody or nothing that can withstand a full-fledged Shaq attack. You don't believe me? Just watch.
Got the ball turned around and called boom! Hold on to the roof! The Shaq is there! He's like, damn, this kid is strong.
A contract can make you rich. The fans can make you famous. The press can make you a superstar. And the championship ring can make you immortal. But only the love can make you a player. You got the love.
Run it back. And now that we have you on the edge of your seat, it's time for the top 10 plays of the week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
In our courtside countdown, we start off with the Admiral, who orders an air attack on the Nuggets.
Alley-oop. Robinson hammers it down on Mutombo.
Number 9 is Real Divine as Doug drops in on Dallas. Streaking down the court is John Starks, and you just knew this was going.
Starks, yes, and it counts. John Starks with a remarkable move.
The Spurs better watch out for number 7. That's Seattle's Sean Kemp.
Oh, Kemp with a big follow jab.
For LJ, passing the ball is no passing fancy.
Johnson to Gaddison. What a pass by Larry Johnson, who is second assist to the Hornets.
If you're thinking about scoring on Houston in crunch time, you're dreaming, baby.
Blocked by a key. That may be the greatest block shot I have seen this season by Elijah Wan. I don't know where he came from.
These days, LA is looking to their young guns to get it done.
Oh, what a play. Cooper gives the ball to Christie, and he guided it in.
Silly fellas, don't you know by now you don't stand a chance against the Shack?
Oh, my. My goodness. Now, this is the eraser that the Magic have needed for a long time.
At number 2, it's just another minor miracle for this heralded rookie.
He never saw the basket, but he flipped it in anyway.
And this week's number 1 play, Sir Charles makes a dramatic return from injury.
Oliver Miller underneath, off the backboard, and the Suns win it. Charles Barkley, incredible.
I'm Jim Fagan for NBA Action, the place to be for the NBA playoffs.